Hello fellow Star Wars fans, my name is Star Raptor and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while, but I'm back with another Bad Batch video, this time to talk about Gungi. Yes, we got his magnificent return as we've seen in the trailer. We got him in this week's episode, Season 2, Episode 6, titled Tribe, so there will be spoilers for this week's episode. You have been warned, and please do go ahead and subscribe to the channel and like this video if you enjoyed it and want to see more that supports the channel. Thank you very much. So yes, we get to see the Bad Batch in this great episode, great return to form with this, adventure of the week episode, but it does have some ramifications. It does have some weight behind it compared to what I think of the previous two episodes. But besides the point, we get to see a lot of world building in this episode, not just on Kashyyyk where they go, but there's other elements in the Star Wars galaxy that are introduced, such as we first see the Vanguard Axis droids, this new faction that is basically a smuggling outfit out there in the Star Wars galaxy, and that's where they find Gungi. So it's really neat to see what is going on. I like how the story just jumps into the midst of it. We don't know how Gungi got captured or why he's even on that station, but we see him quickly in action with that lightsaber, and it's just great to see a Jedi post Order 66. He is now along the side of, Cal Kestis and Ahsoka Tano. Not everybody died during Order 66. We're seeing more and more Jedi have survived, obviously Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the rest of them. And then we get to go revisit Kashyyyk, and it's really nice because we get this nice allusion to the Bad Batch already being there. So if you are deep diving into the Clone Wars, there was an arc that was originally supposed to be on Kashyyyk with the Bad Batch before this series got hacked to pieces, essentially, and got canceled. Thank gosh we got the continuation. But getting away from it a little bit, what is happening to Gungi? So they go to bring him back to Kashyyyk after I realize he's in trouble. They bring him back to his people, but he doesn't even know his people, which is really interesting because, as we all know, Jedi are taken from their homes at a very young age to begin their Jedi training. He just has sorts of like flashes of memories or whatever. And it's nice to see this episode really does branch out, give us a lot of world building on Kashyyyk especially, right? So we get a lot of new creatures. We get these cool spider Kiritex or whatever they're called. I think these were originally from Knights of the Old Republic in the Shadowland regions of that game. We also get these big ape things that the Wookiees are on. And the fact that we get to see Kashyyyk in these first, a couple months to up to a year after Revenge of the Sith. So the Empire is not large enough to really get a foothold in Kashyyyk, so they actually hire people that know Kashyyyk the best, and that's the Trandoshans, who we've seen going on wars and hunts with the Wookiees. So it makes sense that their prime enemies, the Wookiees, their prime enemies, the Trandoshans, are going to be there, supported by the Empire. So there's an impact there because we're seeing what's happening with this planet. It's already being deforested. We see it another 5 years after this with Cal Kestis when he goes there and Saw Gerrera and his partisans are over there. And then, of course, we see this at the end of the original trilogy with the Aftermath trilogy, where it is the people are liberated from that planet from the Empire. So we're getting a lot of a larger scope of Kashyyyk, which I really appreciate. Another thing we get to see in this episode is just the connection of the Wookiee people to their planet, especially their trees. Their trees are their allies. They're able to call on the trees, essentially, to bring down the spiders to attack their enemies. So this episode really had a lot more depth to it that I appreciate, because we even get a little moment on the shuttle on their way to delivering Gungi to his homeworld, where he's cowering in fear because he has been taken by what he thinks are the enemies. Like these guys killed his brethren, the Jedi, and all, or the Jedi and the clones did. But they make it clear, Hunter makes it clear, that they are not what they expect for the clones. These are not the guys that committed Order 66. They are the different clones that didn't go through that. So this episode was really great as far as just giving us a little bit more detail into the galaxy all around them. And of course, we do leave this off on a high note where Omega and Gungi, they go through this together, and it's said like, hey, not all kids can grow up the same, especially in this day and age of danger with the Empire and all that. These kids are going to go through a much different lifestyle and bringing up than they would have, preceding the Clone Wars on Order 66 and all that. But it does show us that, oh, Gungi is alive. So Gungi is alive. What's going to happen to Gungi now? Again, like I said in the beginning, you got Sarah Junda, you got Cal Kestis, you got Ahsoka, you got Obi-Wan, you got all these characters that survived Order 66 up to this point. Will we see Gungi later on? Kashyyyk is a big planet, so I'm kind of happy we didn't see known characters like Tarful, because yeah, it shouldn't be relegated to one little specific tribe of Wookiees. So hey, it makes sense that maybe he didn't show up in Jedi Fallen Order because maybe he's on the other side of the planet. But could we see a Gungi post, original trilogy? Maybe that'd be pretty cool. But there you go. Those are my thoughts on the episode and on the magnificent return of Gungi from the Clone Wars, now making his debut in the Bad Batch. Maybe we'll even see him again in this series. We shall see. Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of this episode. What are your feelings on Gungi? Let's talk about it down there below. And as I said off the top, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel for more on Star Wars as we get kick-started into the big year of Star Wars, whether it be The Mandalorian, whether it be Ahsoka or Skeleton Crew or Visions. I will be talking about all of that, so make sure you go ahead, and if you liked my input, go ahead, comment down below, and subscribe so you never miss another video. That is going to do it for me, Starper. Thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you always. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram @StarRaptor.